Alright, what's good, YouTube? So today's video is by Serious History and is titled Boom! The most epic revenge stories in history. There is no the, but I added anyway. But anyway, without too much yapping, let's get straight into it.
Today we're going over more extreme revenge stories from history. Peter I of Portugal. It's 1340, and Peter, the son of the King of Portugal, is unexcitedly awaiting the arrival of his future bride. This marriage wasn't one Peter was looking forward to. In fact, this was all his father, King Alfonso's idea. See, at the time, Portugal was...
Bro, the thing is, right?
This was all his...
Bro, about arranged marriages, right? See, look, this nigga just happy, right? Because it's like, yes, we get to pass on my estate, right? And my son gets to be a king. But it's like, bro, imagine, right? The girl they get to be your future bride, right? To be your wife, to be the next queen of Portugal is chopped as fuck, bro. But most women of that day and age are chopped as fuck. So imagine that's the case, right? And you're like, fuck, bro. Like, this woman is just ugly as shit. But I have to marry her because she's like rich and shit. It's like, damn, like that's how we thinking nowadays, bro. Like, whenever we see like a rich girl or a girl who comes from some money that isn't beautiful, I'd be like, fuck, bro. How you feel, bro? You know what I mean? How you feel?
His father, King Alfonso's idea. See, at the time, Portugal was a relatively small kingdom that shared a border with Castile, a large and powerful nation. Understanding it was probably better to make friends and not enemies, Alfonso negotiated a deal to have his son marry the daughter of a powerful Castilian noble. The contracts were signed, and the king felt great that his son's marriage would help keep...
Bro, that's so insane when you really think about it. Marriage really was a contract, bro. Like back then, for real, between like kingdoms and shit. That's crazy. You know what it is that y'all two only getting married so that y'all nations can like merge into one, or so that y'all can be like very close and shit, so that the two nations can like really be like allies and shit. That's crazy when you think about it, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. Bro, imagine you're a woman, right? You chilling and shit, right? You're being raised to pretty much be like a fucking wife. That's it. You're not really raised to learn shit else, right? And like the nigga that you're getting married to is chopped as fuck, chopped cheese, and he's cheating on you because you know he is. He's a king. He's gonna cheat on you too, bro. I couldn't be a woman back then, bro. I'd actually off myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. This should be fucking depressing, bro. Bro, I imagine that this is your dad, bro. The happy as fuck to just sign your life away. That's crazy.
Keep his kingdom safe and secure. Never in 1,000 years could he imagine what would happen next. The royal procession from Castile arrives, and out steps the most beautiful woman Peter had ever seen. His jaw hits the floor, and he can't stop staring. Caramba! She is stunning!
Caramba is crazy.
Total 10 out of 10 baddie, and the future king instantly falls madly in love. But there was just one problem. The woman he was staring at was actually not his bride.
Oh wow,
she is a woman named Inés de Castro, his future wife's lady-in-waiting. His real fiancée, Constanza, exits the carriage next.
See, I knew it, bro. I fucking knew it. See, I called it, bro. I called it. It was too good to be true.
And approaches Peter to introduce herself. She's...
I told you, bro. Chopped cheese, dog. Bro, see, look, with him, he's trying to like this woman, but he don't like her because he isn't attracted to her. She's she's chopped as fuck, right? Like, negative, can't tell till then, all that lux maxing bullshit, right? All that shit, bro. It's crazy, dog.
It's nice and all, but as hard as the prince tries to focus on the woman who would soon be his queen, he just can't take his eyes off Inés. Peter and Constanza get married to fulfill the contract signed by their fathers, and they go on to have a very unhappy marriage.
Wow.
The entire time, Peter is not so secretly hooking up with Inés.
See? I knew it. I told you, bro. I fucking called it. I fucking called it, bro. I called it. If you're a woman back then, you're fucked, bro. You're getting cheated on, and you better like it.
Rumors of their affair quickly spread through the court. Constanza grows increasingly frustrated with her husband's infidelity, and eventually she tries to get...
Bro, that's fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's fucked up. Like, your husband married you, right? or whatever, you aren't as pretty as, like, let's say your fucking friend or whatever, right? And your husband is just constantly fucking your friend, bro. Wait, why couldn't he make the friend like a concubine or something? Couldn't that work? Like, couldn't that work? Couldn't he marry? Couldn't he also marry the friend? Then again, if he married the friend, he probably wouldn't have been clapping his wife though. To be honest, he would have just been clapping the friend all day, every day. I wouldn't blame him though. I give a devious back shots, gang. Yeah, bro, especially she's a 10 out of 10 back then. Devious back shots. Just keep on going, bro. Just go faster. Go harder, bro. All that, gang. Because, bro, imagine you get married and the friend is 10 times prettier than your wife. Fuck.
Get him to name Ines the godmother to one of her children. This was something that in that period would basically make the affair incestuous. But that child died within a week of birth, so Ines dodged that bullet. As frustrated as Constanza was with Peter, his father, Alfonso, was even more upset. His stupid son couldn't keep it in his pants, and now his affair.
It's understandable, though. You telling your dickhead son, hey, marry this gal real quick. He marry her, and he fucking the friend. Like, nigga, lock in. We need money and shit. We need money and power. It's not about you, nigga. Like, the fuck wrong with this nigga, bro? The
was
fuck?
putting the entire kingdom at risk. See, an important detail in this story is that Ines's brothers were powerful, but now exiled Castilian noblemen who quickly befriended Peter when he started hooking up with their sister. Peter started to give them important roles in his court, and Alfonso worried that his idiot son might get dragged into some Castilian political war.
That's what it sounds
like. The king starts trying to banish Ines from Portugal, sending her to various regions in the Iberian Peninsula. But his son just spends all of his time writing letters to her. In the end, all of his efforts to break up his son and side chick fail, and Alfonso's forced to keep Ines closer to him in Lisbon to keep an eye on both of them.
That's
Constanza
crazy.
dies in 1349 due to complications from childbirth. Peter is still performing his royal duties of making new heirs, by the way. And when this happens, Peter is overjoyed. Finally, he can officially marry Ines and live.
Yo, this nigga's insane. This nigga's insane. Nah. This nigga wife just died and he's like, yes, finally, I get to fuck her friend for real. Like, I mean, I get to fuck her without no consequences. This nigga is so fucking happy. This nigga's geeking because this nigga wife died and then he wants to go there and, like, you know, fuck her friend with no backlash. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Happily ever after. But King Alfonso is having none of it. He banishes Ines to Coimbra and explicitly forbids Peter from marrying her. Peter, unsurprisingly, tells his dad to shove it and follows Ines to Coimbra, where they live together and have 4 children. Alfonso is now at his wit's end. These illegitimate heirs could one day try to make a claim for the throne, and Portugal could spiral into a civil war. Enough was enough. Ines had been nothing but trouble since she arrived 15 years ago.
She didn't do shit. Ines did nothing. She was just a body, bro. Nigga, get mad at your son. Your son wants to go there and just give a wee-wee, bro. Tell him put his wee-wee in his pants, bro. She didn't do shit. She was just a body. The son was fucking, like, neglecting his wife, chasing after her, fucking, like, traveling to go see her and shit. Like, bro, she just chilling. What the fuck? Nigga, yo, if I was her, nigga, and if I was a bad bitch, I'd do the same thing she did too. What the fuck? Yo, this king tripping, bro.
His son must choose Portugal or this woman. And so, Alfonso hatches a plan to ensure Peter picks correctly. In 1355, King Alfonso sends 3 men to Coimbra. They find Ines in a monastery, and in front of her young children, they cut off her head and leave.
Huh? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? He just cuts off this woman's head just like that? All because his son wanted to clap her? And they were married? She didn't even do anything. What the fuck? Yo, this king tripping, dog.
Peter returns and finds the love of his
Wow.
life dead, and he is destroyed. He cries
Jesus.
loudly, overwhelmed by feelings of grief and guilt for not being able to protect her.
Wow.
But soon his tears burn hot with hatred and anger towards his father. Peter
Oh.
raises an army and begins attacking and terrorizing areas in
Yes.
northern Portugal. In his efforts to prevent a future civil war, the king had accidentally caused exactly what he had feared.
Idiot.
The forces of Peter and Alfonso fought for nearly the entire year, and in the end, Peter loses.
Oh, wow.
His mother, the queen, is able to negotiate a truce between father and son, but the prince never forgives his father.
No.
2 years later, Alfonso dies, and Peter becomes the new king of Portugal. He immediately orders that the men who murdered Ines be captured and brought to him. The assassins are hunted for years until 2 of them are finally apprehended in Castile in 1361. The 2 assassins are dragged before Peter, and with contempt in his eyes, the king stares at the men who killed his beloved Ines. The men are put on trial in public
Real.
and found guilty. As punishment, Peter orders their hearts to be ripped out while
Nigga,
they are
what?
still alive. Some sources say
Huh?
that he himself participated in the execution, screaming, "You have done the
Jesus.
same to my heart!" What usually comes next in this
Yo,
story
you
is
guys are tripping, bro.
apocryphal,
What the
meaning
fuck?
it may not have actually happened, but it is said that Peter then declared to the crowd that he had married Ines before she died, and that she was his rightful queen. He has
Wow.
Ines's body exhumed, dresses her corpse in the finest clothing, and places her on the throne. Lovingly staring at the remains of his
Wow.
mistress, he crowns Ines the Queen of Portugal. He then forces every single nobleman to swear his loyalty to his queen by kissing.
She's dead. Like, she's not with us anymore. Bro, you took her body, put it on the throne, put the crown on her head, and then you had every person kiss her hand, gang? Yo, you doing too much, gang. I'm not gonna lie to you. You doing too much. What the fuck?
Her rotting hand. Following this coronation story,
Jesus.
which may or may not be true, Peter then had Ines entombed in the Alcubasa monastery. In his final will, Peter orders that when his time comes, he also be laid to rest there with Ines. Inscribed in the marble of his tomb are the words "Ate u fim do mundo," until the end of the world. And that is where they both are to this very day.
Oh, wow.
Xi Jinping. The early half of the 20th century was a time of
That's right.
complete chaos in China. In 1912, due to political pressures, the 6-year-old Qing Emperor Puyi abdicated his throne.
6-year-old emperor of China. Huh. There was no one older? There wasn't like an uncle, a brother, a sister, a fucking auntie, a grandparent. There was no one. They just had to elect the child, the literal 6-year-old, the first grader, not even first grader yet. Huh. This is sure to end well.
Officially ending the 268-year-old dynasty. Within just 4 years, the country that was once the most powerful nation in Asia devolved into a land of constant violence, with areas governed by regional warlords fighting for control over the now toothless government in Beijing. This era is known today as the Warlord Era, and amidst the mayhem, a young woman would make history when she set out on a decade-long quest to avenge the death of her father.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the 1920s, and Shigolan is a college student in Tianjin.
Yo.
Unlike most people who are suffering greatly in the Warlord era,
Thank you for the
Luan's life
follow.
had taken quite the opposite turn. Her father, Shi
Thank you.
Kongbin, had enlisted in the local military, and he
Okay.
quickly rose through the ranks. By
Okay.
1925, he had gone from being the son of a simple farmer and
Yo,
tofu
what's
seller
good?
to a brigade general serving a powerful warlord aligned
general.
with the Fengxian clique. His
Okay.
family, including Shigolan, had in the process gained the status and prestige that came with such a rank. Everything was going great until a
Doing
second
good, doing
war
good.
broke
Doing
out
some
between
reactions.
the Fengxian and Zhuli cliques that changed
Wow.
her life forever. By October of
Okay.
1925, the Fengxian had defeated the Zhuli, but a
Okay.
military governor named Sun Chanfang had used the opportunity to seize control of
Okay.
his area, becoming a very powerful warlord himself.
Mm.
Shi Kongbin is deployed with a brigade of mercenaries to capture a city in Chuanfang's territory,
Okay.
and things initially go well for him. But during the
Okay.
battle, he and his men are caught off
Damn.
guard by a sneak attack led by the
Fuck.
warlord himself. Kong Bin's forces are quickly overwhelmed, and he is taken hostage. The
Damn.
following day, he is tied up and brought to a local train station. A crowd gathers, and Chuanfang orders his prisoner decapitated. Kong Bin's head is
Jesus.
paraded.
Bro, I never understand that. Like, people back then, like, just sitting around watching an like just watching an execution, bro. I never understand this. And this is like recent history. In comparison to other shit, this is the early 19th century. This is like 2 generations ago. This is like less than 100 years ago. Less than 100 years ago, you have niggas like fucking like chopping off heads and shit. Like, W? Give me W. What, public executions? That's weird as fuck, bro. Public executions are so weird to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that, and especially lynchings. That's some weird shit. Like, bro, that's why whenever people like try to downplay shit like lynching and flogging and shit like that, you have to understand that that shit happens up to now. In like recent history, now the past like few years, people have been getting lynched. It's crazy, dog.
around the station on a bamboo pike and then
Bamboo
displayed
pike.
for all to see. News of her father's death reaches the young Shigolan, and she
Fuck.
initially mourns the loss of her father.
No.
But soon her tears of sadness burn her cheeks, and she is consumed by anger.
Shit.
This warlord had not just killed her father, by displaying his head, he had dishonored his entire family. How
Very
could
true.
anyone tolerate such disrespect? She
Yup.
swears that
It's
she
like,
will
get
stop
active.
at nothing to
Get
avenge her
active.
father and
Get
restore
active.
her family's honor. But that would be much easier said than done.
True.
See, Chuanfang was now one of the most powerful warlords in China, and Shigolan, well, she was a 21-year-old college kid. The
True.
thought of a random student assassinating someone that powerful seemed highly improbable. But Gulan had made up her mind. She changes her name to Shi Jianchao, the Rising
wow.
Sword, and sets out on a quest for revenge. But before she was able to find Chuanfang, the warlord's life would take the most peculiar turn as well. By 1926, Chinese citizens were sick
Okay.
and tired of the warlord system. A group from the south of China called the Kuomintang took advantage of this public sentiment, and they set out on their own quest to defeat every warlord in China to reunite the country. This
Okay.
whole event, called the Northern Expedition, probably deserves its own video, but to massively oversimplify the story, the warlords were all defeated by the KMT in
Thank
about
you.
2.5 years. This didn't really fix the constant fighting in China, but with the warlord system
true.
gone, Chuanfang lost everything he had worked for.
Fuck, he's so fucked. He is so fucked. Bro, like, he's reachable now. You know what I mean? Like, he don't have that big ass army. He don't have that big ass position. He ain't got none of that. Oh, fuck. She about to slime the fuck out of this nigga. Oh my god.
Left with nothing to show from the last 15
Oh,
years
wow.
of being a ruthless warlord general, Chuanfang shaves his head and actually becomes a devout Buddhist. While all
After
that is
killing all
respectable
those
and all,
people?
I guess, Shi
What the fuck?
Jianzhao didn't get the memo, and she begins tirelessly working to unearth clues to identify and locate her father's killer. For 10 whole years, she chases leads, traveling hundreds of miles searching for Chuanfang, until
Wow.
finally, she finds him in the city of Tianjin. As she watches the former warlord from the shadows, it takes all of her self-control not to end him right then and there. But she had spent a decade of her life in preparation for this moment. She
True.
knew that she would only have one shot to take him down, and she could not waste that opportunity. So, instead, she stalks her prey for months, learning his daily routine
Oh,
until
wow.
finally she had selected the perfect place to enact her revenge. On November 13th, 1935, Shi Jianchao steps into a lay Buddhist hall and, as expected, finds Chuanfang kneeling with his eyes closed, leading a group in the chanting of a sutra. As he continued the recitation, Shi Jianchao slowly walked directly behind her father's murderer and carefully drew her pistol. She points her weapon at the former warlord and coldly unloads 3 rounds into his head
Ah!
and back.
Ooh. Damn, she like that. Bro, you could tell she don't give a fuck. This nigga's a Buddhist, bro. Devoted his life to being peaceful and shit. Seeking enlightenment. Granted, he did kill a lot of people. But, that is cool and shit though, because she don't give a fuck. He's like, hey, I don't give a fuck if you're a Buddhist, fucking Buddhist, I don't give a fuck about none of that, gang. All I know is my dad dead, and so will you be. And so you will be too. But fuck it, whatever. And fuck it, he died as well. Fuck it.
Chuanfang instantly falls dead, and the hall erupts into a panic. But
Golly.
instead of trying to run away, Jin Chao proudly sits next to the dead body and begins to hand out leaflets she had prepared prior to the killing that explained why she did what she had just done. Shi Jin Chao is arrested for murder, but the media picks up the story of the killing of Chuanfang, and it instantly divides the people of China. The traditionalists see her actions as the ultimate form of filial piety, the Confucian doctrine of love and honor for one's parents, while the modernists demand justice and to uphold law and order. Her court case becomes the biggest story of the year and eventually reaches the Supreme Court in Nanjing.
Did she go to jail?
Due to overwhelming public support, she was granted a full state pardon, and the killing of Chuanfang was deemed an ethically justifiable act of filial piety.
It's what I'm saying, bro. Okay, think about this, right? You chilling one day, you in college, right? Your dad is fighting and shit, right? Bro, your dad dies, right? And not only does he die, the nigga that captured your dad, right? Didn't put him in prison, didn't torture him, right? The nigga went there and the nigga fucking like cut off your dad's head, put on a bamboo stick, and fucking showed it in front of like a whole train station of people for no reason. There is no reason for him to do that. So with that said, oh fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's right. We smoking that nigga, bro. The fuck? Bro, fuck that nigga, bro. What the fuck? Talking about, oh, yeah, but we law and order. Bro, fuck law and order. That nigga was killing random niggas. Imagine how much families didn't get their, like, fucking justice until this woman went there and off that nigga. Like, bro, fuck justice.
Having avenged her father's death, she peacefully lives out the rest of her days and dies in 1979 at the age of 74. Ein Jalut. Okay, this last story completely blew me away because not only was it the first time someone actually stopped the Mongol conquest in its tracks, it's probably one of the craziest movie-like stories of revenge in history. It's 1231, and the once vast and powerful empire known as Khwarezmia lies in complete ruin. As retribution for the disrespect shown to Mongol emissaries by the governor of Otrar, Genghis Khan and his army had invaded the land, killing an estimated 15 million people as they burned entire cities to the ground. Amongst the remnants of the once proud civilization, the Mongols who continued their occupation of the land find a young Khwarezmian prince and sell him to a slave merchant in Egypt. The boy is purchased by the local sultan and is put into training to become a Mamluk, a warrior class of slaves used by the rulers of the Muslim world as elite knights. The former prince is thrown in with the rest of the slave children and is forced to endure the strictest of training regiments designed to turn boys into hardened men. From a young age, he is thrust into combat against other children, and he is given the name Kutus, the rabid dog, because he fights like a vicious beast against the other slaves. Kutus rises through the ranks and eventually becomes the vice sultan of Egypt in 1253. By now, the Mamluks had revolted against their masters and established their own sultanate, becoming the rulers of the land. Against all odds, the former prince had made his way from slavery back to a royal position. But an easy life was not his destiny, and ghosts from his past would soon return to haunt him. Though Genghis Khan had died in 1227, his grandson, Hulagu Khan, had continued the Mongol expansion westward. Like demons, they had brought nothing but death and destruction to every land they touched. In 1254, they sacked the city of Baghdad and massacred all of its inhabitants, ending the Islamic Golden Age. The Mongols then pushed into Syria and took the cities of Aleppo and Damascus. The Ayyubid Sultan sends word to Egypt, pleading for help against the Mongols, and Kutus is haunted by the memories of the destruction of his homeland. He knows the horrors the horde from the east will bring, and if the Mamluks are to have any chance of survival, Egypt must have strong leadership. He deposes the young and inexperienced sultan and takes the throne for himself. As if on cue, Hulagu Khan's diplomats soon arrive in Cairo, and they begin to read a very Mongol-sounding message to the new sultan. From the king of kings of the east and west, the great Khan, to Kutus the Mamluk, who fled to escape our swords. You should think of what happened.
Bro, who the fuck starts a message like that? The nigga said, hey, bitch, listen, this is what nigga said, right? Hey, our big, strong, like, fucking just golden leader, right? He wants to talk to your scrawny, bitch ass, punk ass nigga, the Sultan, who ran away from us because we were goaded like that. Alright? If you don't give us power, we will kick your shit in, nigga. We will put our feet so far up your ass, you will be our puppet, bro. Alright, now you can tell my messenger to like let us know what you think, okay? Give it like 2-3 weeks. Yeah. That's pretty much what happened, bro. I'm telling you, that's pretty much what happened.
To Kutus the Mamluk, who fled to escape our swords, you should think of what happened to other countries and submit to us. You have heard how we have conquered a vast empire and have purified the earth of the disorders that tainted it. We have conquered vast areas, massacring all the people. You cannot escape from the terror of our armies. Where can you flee? What road will you use to escape us? Our horses are swift, our arrows sharp, our swords like thunderbolts, our hearts as hard as the mountains, our soldiers as numerous as the sand. Fortresses will not detain us, nor armies stop us. Your prayers to God will not avail against us. We are not moved by tears nor...
I'm supposed to be getting the CPU today. Coworker of mine who got it, right? He actually supposed to give it to me today. So by tonight, when I get off work, I'm gonna see if I could set up the actual PC itself or whatever. Let's gotta do some double checks to make sure I have everything plugged in properly and everything, so my shit don't blow up.
Touched by lamentations.
It's just good lighting,
for our protection will be safe. Hasten your reply before the fire of war is kindled. Resist, and you will suffer the most terrible catastrophes.
God damn.
We will shatter your mosques and reveal the weakness of your god, and then we will kill your children and your old men together. At present, you are the only enemy against whom we have to march. As the messenger speaks his final words, the Mamluk advisors are literally shaking in fear. Kutus looks to his officials and
he's like, bro, tighten the fuck up, nigga. Tighten the fuck up. You making us look sorry as shit, nigga. Y'all niggas fucking pissing yourself and shit. Shivering like bitches, bro. Nah, niggas supposed to be fucking 10 toes down, bro. Supposed to be like that, bro. These niggas fucking pissing themselves and, oh my god, no. The Mongol Empire. Nigga. The Sultan is like, bro, if you don't lace your shit up, nigga. The fuck? Yo, okay, nigga.
Blood begins to boil. He calls for counsel away from the Mongol diplomats, and in private, the Sultan begins an impassioned plea to the council. You all have lived good lives funded by the taxes of the people, and now you wish to abandon them? Kutus continues to argue with those who wish to flee, and his voice begins to quiver with desperation. Finally, he looks to his advisors as tears begin to stream down his cheeks. My brothers, who will defend Islam if not us?
That is true though. Cause this thing is like, bro, either we die on the sword or we die in our morals and shit. It's either we die in battle or our way of life dies regardless as slaves. And they'll kill us anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's either we try our best to do what we gotta do or we fucking fail, bro. But some gotta shake. Some shit gotta shake. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, and then you have a point too, because like he really personally affected by this, cause like everyone he known was dead. He got taken as like a kid to go be fucking Sultan. He was even supposed to be Sultan. Like, bro, I don't even blame him, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even blame him, dog. Hey. Pretty much what he's saying is tighten the fuck up, nigga. Y'all doing too much. I'm not gonna lie.
The Mongols had taken everything from him as a child. He could not let them do it again. The generals and nobles are moved by his words, and despite knowing they would most likely be accepting their own deaths with the decision, they agree to follow him into battle. With that, Kutus and his men solemnly return to the Mongol messengers. The Sultan looks towards his guests and calmly gives a signal. His soldiers step forward and slice the diplomats in half. Their heads are removed and hung from the south gates of Cairo as an open act of defiance. A letter is sent to Hulagu notifying the Mongols that the Mamluks will not bow down and will instead fight to the end. Qutuz is soon joined by a rival Mamluk general named Baybars, a man who was also sold into slavery as a child by the Mongols, and they quickly begin to raise an army and set out to confront the enemy from the east. The Mamluks cobble together 24,000 men, but they are vastly outnumbered by the Mongols, nearly 3 to 1. It looks like this will be another trademark Mongol Muslim massacre, but fate intervenes when the great Khan Mongke dies. Hulagu is forced to return to his homeland to help decide on the successor, and takes most of his army with him. He leaves his trusted general Kitbuka with around 12,000 warriors to finish the job. Kitbuka had recently converted to Christianity, so he recruits some Christian soldiers from Armenia and Georgia to bulk up his army, and then begins preparations to invade Egypt. Qutuz gets word that Hulagu had left the area, and he and Baybars immediately ride out to force a battle with Kitbuka. They find the Mongols camped near a spring called Ain Jalut in Galilee. Baybars had spent time in the area as a fugitive and was familiar with the terrain, and he comes up with a battle plan to use the Mongols' own tactics against them. The bulk of the Mamluk army, commanded by Qutuz, is left hiding in the trees, and Baybars takes a small detachment to directly attack the Mongols. Baybars and his men charge the Mongol camp and harass them for hours with hit-and-run tactics. Every time the Mongols run out to fight, the Mamluks pull back closer and closer to Qutuz. Eventually, Kitbuka grows frustrated and he orders a full charge. This is exactly what Baybars had been waiting for, and he quickly orders his warriors to fall back. The Mongols, now enraged the Mamluks are again running away, blindly chase them. And Baybars and his men lead them directly to Qutuz. The trap had been set, and the Sultan gives the order. Qutuz's army emerges from the forest, and archers send a storm of arrows down onto the unsuspecting Mongol riders. The Mamluk heavy cavalry then makes a full charge and smash directly into the enemy line. Kitbuka and his warriors are initially shocked by this surprise attack, but they quickly regain their composure and begin fighting back. The battle is brutal, and the Mongols quickly prove that their reputation was well earned as they begin to savagely tear through the Mamluk army. Qutuz watches from a distance as his left flank begins to falter, and it appears that the Mongol forces are about to break through. His mind is flooded with memories of his childhood. He cannot let history repeat itself. And so, without a moment's hesitation, Qutuz abandons his post and charges headfirst into battle. As he rides, he throws off his helmet and shouts, "O Islam, O Allah, grant your servant Qutuz a victory against these Mongols!" His warriors turn to see who is shouting and are shocked to see their sultan riding into battle to fight alongside them. Qutuz continues to charge forward. "O Islam!" He screams, and his words fill the Mamluks with renewed courage. They regain their composure and they begin to fight back. The battle rages on, with Qutuz now on the front lines, and soon the Mongols do something they had never done before.
They run away?
Begin to run in fear. Kitbuka cannot believe his eyes as his warriors flee past him. He tries to rally his remaining men, but it is no use. The Mongol general and those who stayed to fight are all slain in battle.
That's crazy! That's crazy, bruh.
Hulagu Khan receives word of the Mongol defeat at Ain Jalut and is enraged. He orders the execution of the last of his Ayyubid prisoners, but the damage had already been done. The illusion of the Mongol invincibility had been shattered. 5 days after the Battle of Ain Jalut, Qutuz and Baybars retake Damascus, and within a month, they also free Aleppo from Mongol control. Two men who had been sold into slavery as children by the Mongols had pulled off what no one.
Bro, that gotta be like a massive Orlov for real. Cause like, bro, at this point, the Mongols fucking like had generational fucking reputation. That nigga Genghis was putting in work, bro. Nigga was just clop-a-lopping everywhere he went, bro. It was crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy. Meanwhile, you got these niggas fucking just saying, hey, man, fuck these niggas. If I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna die on my own terms.
Had ever dreamed possible. They had stopped the unstoppable horde from the east, avenged the Khwarezmian Empire, and saved the Muslim and Christian world. Throughout the following decades, the Mongols would attempt multiple invasions into Syria, but would be pushed back time and time again, until eventually the descendants of Hulagu themselves eventually converted to Islam.
Oh, wow.
If you can't beat him, join him, I guess. As for Qutuz, as epic as his story is, it ends on kind of a down note. As his army was riding back to Cairo to celebrate their victory at Ain Jalut, he was assassinated by a group of his own soldiers, probably under the orders of Baybars himself.
Yeah. Fuck. That's so sad, bro. It's kind of sad. Damn. It's pretty sad, bro. Damn. I mean, well, you know what you could have done anyway. I mean, he was gonna die regardless. I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna die regardless. But anyway, with that said, that's the video, guys. Let me know if you want to see more videos of this down below in the description. And you can recommend me some videos as well. Let me know in the comment section down below any videos for me to react to. I'll try my best to get to them. Also, pull up to the stream. I stream 10:30 every weekday. The schedule will change next month. But for right now, Monday to Friday, I stream every day at 10:30 for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's it. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. The Buff Shaman's out. Peace.